So guys, this is gonna be a video. So once I'm done with it or whatever, we can start playing games. But I need to address it. Okay. So today, or at least for the next like 5 or so minutes, I'm gonna talk to you guys about probability. All right. Now this sounds like really dorky and mathy, which is why it's gonna probably be like an emoji or something. But the main reason why I want to talk about it today is because of the anger that was driven behind the last video I made, which was me getting relentlessly mad at the paint, the paint being dried and how long AA is. And I just want to go over a couple things as to why and how this game is actually scamming everybody, okay? I'm just going to go over it a little bit. I've denounced this game, and the people that can talk about it in my Discord through the AA talks. But basically, I went through the probability charts to show you guys how bad things are in this game and why I don't want to play it anymore. Alright? So, just to give you guys a rundown on the math that I did, alright? Feel free to do your own math at home. Not that any of you will. But this is probability, okay? The probability of two different events occurring. It's to find a union and an intersection of two events occurring. The reason why this is important is because it's very hard to show people how bad the special shop is. Because when you say it's 0.5, double the 1.25, people go, it's double the chance to mythic. Therefore, this is a deal. Alright? Get back. However, when you have a lot of people don't even know how to do this math right, but when you have a 0.5 of a number, you have to go to the third digit. Okay, so they'll teach you this in math class, but basically, when you do a percentage of a number, right, it's always a decimal. So let's just say you do 50%. That is 1/2. That's half of 1. So it would be 0.50. Okay? What we're dealing with is half of a percent. So it would be in the second digit here, which is 1%, but then a further one because it's half of that. Okay? It's half of a percent. That's just the first layer, guys. The next layer is the 50%, the thing that I just said, the coin toss that I always go on about. And when you calculate these numbers, I'm actually just going to pull up the thing because I have the other calcs just ready to go. When you do the math on this, you get a number of, this is if only the second one, we don't care about that. This is only the first, which we already know that, and this is the probability of both happening simultaneously. So this isn't for all three featured units. This is just for the center unit, okay? The one in the mid feature that says 50% chance. This is the likelihood of this happening when you're spinning, okay? This is the math behind it. And why I get so pissed when I talk about this game. This is the occurrence of both things happening at once. It is, what is it called? It's really hard to say that decimal right there. It's half of a half. So it's essentially, guys, it's the same amount. That is the old pity, or that is the old chances. So they lie to you and say it's double the chance to get a mythic because they're basically saying you can get a mythic, but it's actually the same. The chances of getting the one in the middle is entirely the same, except we've lost the pity now. We don't have a pity. All right, and that's only for center stage, okay? Center stage has not changed. It's the same amount. Okay? People don't understand probability, but it's the same amount. It is not a better banner. And with no pity, it is a worse banner. It is actually worse. But here's the problem. All right? That's the two-factored thing, but it goes a step further than that. Because there are other units that you have to calculate your probability. And this is the math for. Oh, I guess I did have it. I just need a forward space, but I guess that looked a little bit better. This is the math for. Um, yeah, this is the math for the side ones. So it's still a 0.2, it's still a quarter of a percent to get the mythic in the featured. But what's the percentages of getting the ones on the side? Well, here it is right here. You have the same chance with the point 0.5 and everything, except I can show them the base numbers of it. This looks ugly, but essentially this is what it would be to get the two 10% side units. Okay? It's the 0.05, there's the math right there. So that's the standard, what it is now. And then this is 10%, 0.1. And you get a fifth of you get a fifth instead of or not a fifth, you get a fifth of or was it a 5% of a 1%, if that makes sense. Like it's kind of like how do I say this in Numeron terms that you can understand? So let's say you take 100, right, and it's only 5 of that 100. That's what it is. Okay, is that low to get the sides? But it's really hard to like wrap your head around it because we're already dealing with a percent of a 1. Okay? So in layman's term for this, the 0 here before the decimal would be when you start to get to like guaranteed if this was 1. These are like the divides that we normally have to do with this game. These 2 digits, okay? And when we get down to here, this is the 0.5%, but this is a half of that half to get the 10%. Like that's how low it is to get those. But it gets even worse, okay? And this is where they really fucking scam you and why it really is shitty. If you calculate the 0.7s that you get off of the 5, this is the chances of you getting a mythic that's not in the feature. Remember, this is the only way to get the new units. And as you can see there, wait, that looks like more. 3, you said 1 was 100%. No, that's a letter in there, guys. That's a letter and a -5, okay? And Caleb actually showed off this math and what it actually looks like. It's this. 0, 0, 0, 0. So 4 zeros. So remember, that's where the last 5 was, and I was cutting that 100th twice. Okay? And then you only start to get to the next 0.3 there. And if you round up, it's basically 4 out of that 5 that I just said earlier. Like it's a 4. That's how inconsequential, like, or not inconsequential, that's how minor chances you have. It's so small that I bet most of you can't wrap your heads around it. Now, this is going to throw you guys for the final loop. This calculation is only for the chances of getting 1 mythical, guys. This is only for 1. Not 5, not 10, not all of them. This is for 1. Okay? And that's your shot on getting this unit. It's mainly the middle one, or the first one I showed, because you're waiting for it to be the feature. However, these are your odds. And I get the whole gambling aspect of this, but this is a fucking scam, dude. You will never see your favorite anime character. Like, you never will. In every update, when they pump out 5 of these things, I don't even want to go into the... Like, we're already in the e to the -5. Like, I don't even want to show the probability of you getting all 5 units. And then the problem too is then I would have to even divide it even further, because we have to do this within usually a 7-day period, maybe 14 at most. So the likelihood of you getting every single unit before they get completely power crept and everything before the next update is it's never gonna happen. It just is impossible. It 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 could happen, but you're more likely to win the actual lottery if you dumped that much money into the lottery. And that's where I get to like the biggest issue I have with Anime Adventures is the time investment. So in order to do that one attempt, it's actually 40 gems. So if you do the math on like how to even get 40 gems when you have probably on average after doing everything, if you can even pull off doing everything, around 2,000 to 3,000 gems a day. And a day, you can put those chances next to your 2,000 every day. And if you do a 7-day week period, let's round up and just say 3,000 gems is what you can pull up with if you grind this game every day like a job, like 10 hours like a job. You do 7 times 3,000. Now, I don't have that math right here, but let's do it real quick with our fingers. I forgot the calculator. 3K, next day 6,000, next day 9,000, next day 12K, next day 15K, next day 18K, and then the final day you're at 21. I guess that was easy. I could have just did 3 to 7, but just I it's already mathy enough. Let's do some simple numbers that people can understand. Okay? So that was just a week's worth of you no lifing the game or tiny tasking or whatever. And you just hit 21K gems. Now, normally, old time, right? That would only equate to one mythic anyway for pity, with pity, and those were pretty rough. But now that you have this double layered thing, you're likely to go through a entire week of grinding with Anime Adventures and not get anything. It's very likely you will get nothing. Okay? So for the people that are defending it, for the developers that are they're actually this fucking greedy to make you spend your Robux on their game, uh I was boycotting and raging yesterday because these are the numbers. This is the sad truth of Anime Adventures. If you do the same probability charts with All Stars, which has pities in all their in all their things, there is no double layer. You don't have to do two. We know what it is. It's 0.1%, or it's a 1%. I don't even know why I was pulling out the calc. It's 1%. We already know. But then there's a pity. So at most, if we do a forget the Stardust thing. I got to do this for the example. If you go to this, right? Let's do this quick math. These are 60. I'm not going to go over X and Y, even though these are usually good units in there. If we go to the 120, it's 120, and then for like this kind of spin, let's do that's 10 spins. So it's just 900 times 12. It's still pretty rough, but this game has damage tasks and stuff like that, and evolution stuff. Like the quest lines are 25, 30, 40, and then you get gems for each like thing. Increase the unit max dailies. I wouldn't say it's the most efficient thing, but you can get a 7-star like that, and then that doesn't even equate to like the 50 that you can go for special summons, which you can do in the same time chamber grind. Banner Z is the banner I'm trying to use because this is the egregious. This is the most egregious banner they have, unless you count the banner in the New World for the water elemental units. But if you're not doing World 3, it don't matter. Oh, you were asking what's in the shop. Okay, so if we do 12 to 900 for pity, this is for pity. This is the guaranteed unit. This is not This math isn't the same as this math isn't the same as one attempt to spin. 900 to 12 is 10,800 gems. Which, as somebody that plays this game like this, that's only an 11th. That's only 11th of my inventory to get a guaranteed unit. And then on regular spend, it's just the full 1%. And for the people that are cool with anime adventures, all those numbers I showed in the probability, the 1% should seem like a huge upgrade and a big step in the correct direction, but unfortunately it isn't, and that's how people are getting scammed in this game, which is why I'm rage babying about it, because we've been doing it since Black Clover and Bleach now, and then JoJo. And in a week or so, we'll have to do it for the next set of anime. And they're taking the anime characters away from us, guys. We're never going to get the chance to try out these characters. Like, we never will. Which, the game's robbing us from the reason why we showed up to get there. They're scamming people. Because they're either making you spend your whole life to not get it, which is depressing people, or you have to spend the money. And even if you spend money, you're throwing your money away, dude. You are actually flushing your money down the toilet. Because not for guaranteed. This part won't go into it. But not for guaranteed. If you wanted to even remotely get close to that, and don't even get me started on the codes, this is the numbers you'd have to do. Yeah, this is without traits or anything like that, guys. Get this shit out of my face. Okay. Now, if you were trying to... I already showed how you get these things, but if you were like, oh, damn it, I ran out of gems, ignore my 6K. If you were trying to do that, you could get 50 for 80 Robux, or as high as 100 or 1,600, which is a day of grinding, for 1,600 Robux. I don't know how much that is in Robux. So somebody would have to enlighten me. No deals, just out of pocket, how much that is. But that's how much money you'd have to spend for like about a week's worth. If you would have to spend on 7 of these just to get the pity. Okay. But that's what it would look like. And like I said, guys, you could get the other ones. It's not likely, but remember, this is a coin toss. So if you do hit pity, if you get tails, you're getting one of the other ones. You're getting a Madara when you went for Poochie. All right, let's give him his thing. That's why I've been ranting about it. That's why I've been freaking out about it. Oh, wait. I do have one more thing to say about it. There's one last thing as to why it's been on my last nerves. This is not part of the probability thing, but for you guys that listen to the whole thing, not only is anime adventures like that, it would be one thing if you actually had to sit down and play just that, right? But that's not what you have to do. The new quests require you to play multiplayer with people. 5 a day. You have to find 5 people that are interested in either playing challenge with you 5 fucking times in one day. 5 different challenges is 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. With good routing, you can narrow it in your 10 hours, but it's 2.5 hours. And then the next thing is that's just this multiplayer, okay? It's likely the people that you're trying to queue with are either randoms or people on the same schedule as you. So you need to find somebody that's willing to just hold that L, because they might not even have your quest. Look, my quest has no challenge. My quest has no story. So it's open for me today. However, my quest said story or challenge, and the person that also wanted to knock out their 5 multiplayer was just like, says for me I need to do the other thing, like not story, challenge. You guys are looking at around like almost 3 to 4 hours just to complete these dailies, which add up to 500, 700, 900. This is 1,020. What is this? 1,120. I got mixed up with that one. And then 1,160. And then the only thing else you can do, this is why I said low ball 2,200 and on high ball 3K, is these. I don't know anybody that can get 50 on this, even if you duo. So let me just not talk about that one for a second and go. These two will make was it 270, and then the 3,000. I mean the 300 will make it was it 600? So 600, 600 is 1,200 onto the 1,160. Hold on. 12 was it 1,200 to 1,160 would be 2,360. And then if you I'm gonna ignore this three. I'll just add on the 600. It's not. I mean, yeah, it's not actually there. We'll just say 2,900, which is why I was like saying highball 3K. And then the only other thing you can do is quest, which is you can couple with the thing. So if you can hit 50, or if you do this one a million times, you can add the 500 to the 29 and get around 35 gems. Because if you've made it this far, you're done with your deal. You're done with the stories. And then this is a one-time thing. Remember, and see, that's a once in 12 days. This game updates. So you're getting highest end if you're putting like 8 to 10 hours in this or tiny tasking. You're getting 4,000 with just quests after you're done with doing everything, assuming you don't get gem quests and it's like Stardust and stuff. Okay, so it can actually pad out a lot of time, but that whole time period that I just said only got you that much, which is around what I get right here, which is around this, after 2 days of doing it, which doesn't get you any unit. It doesn't do anything for you. And you just spent 2 entire real days grinding that. Okay? And to add on to that, since you can't play this game essentially alone, why is my KBS in the fucking toilet? Since you can't play this game alone, you're codependent on people. So when someone like me comes in and cries about it, right? When you have somebody like me that comes in and cries about it, it's basically like, I need people to play this game so I can optimally farm. Like, I have to do that. And then when they don't, I'm like, I can't get my 3,000. So you need people to no life it with you. That's it for this chunk. And Thor, I can't give you your gift yet. My bit